Coming at you live on Wednesday, July 8th, 11:11 p.m. Make a wish. My wish is that my body gets completely back to normal. But anyways, I'm editing right now. I wanted to throw this in. Want to let you guys know that this is going to be a series, most likely a 4-part series. No. 5-part. $5 foot long series. I was gonna make them one long video, but then I was like, I feel like that would get boring. And then I asked my Discord server, should we do one long video or multiple short videos? And they all agreed with me, short videos, and I was thinking about it. So we're doing a series. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but we'll figure it out, I guess, like I always do. All right. Bye.
Hello, people of YouTube. It has been a minute, and by a minute, I mean longer than a minute. It's been like over a year. Got busy with other things. Realigned my priorities, I guess you could say. I have to burp. You might be wondering, why is your hair looking like that? And the answer is I leave for Los Angeles in the morning, and it's kind of like a tradition of mine to like the day before, the night before, I go and get my hair done at Dry Bar or Blow Dry Bar. But for some reason, Blow Dry Bar was closed. Don't know what that's about. Hey, they should have known that I was wanting to come in and stay open just for me. So, also, sorry, I'm like low-key flipping off the camera. Oops, my bad, sorry. Today is July 5th, day after 4th of July. What the f is a kilometer? I should probably be careful with the words that I say. I am wearing no makeup because I just cannot be bothered. Let me give you the rundown of the past month that I've had. Go home last weekend of May because I usually go home last weekend of the month and I do gigs down in Texas that pay me decently. Everything is fine. I get home on a Tuesday night and this might be a sensitive subject for some. Warning, it has to do with family dog. And I'm like, Zeus looks like he's lost weight. Like, hey, I can see his spine. I don't think that's normal. But my mom's like, oh, he's just getting older, like blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he ended up passing away 2 weeks later. And so I was distraught, okay? It's probably the heaviest loss I've ever dealt with. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this in the video. I'm just kind of trauma dumping on you guys at this point, but also that's like part of the gig, I guess. But anyways, really quick, while I'm editing this, why am I acting like Core is sponsoring the video? Why am I over here like girl, non-sponsor? This is really good water, by the way. Like, Core, if you want to sponsor me, like. Anyways, I just need to point that out because it was bothering me and I think it's kind of funny. Okay, bye. First thing that happens, family dog dies, okay? And of course it's 3 days after I come back home because I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna be getting better, right? And we all thought that. So I was like, I'll fly back to Nashville. Like, he's making progress. Like, I'm good with it, right? Hey, less than 3 days later, I get a FaceTime from my mom. I literally got on a flight, got there Sunday night, got to say my goodbyes. Thankfully, they were super nice about that. And then a couple days goes by and I'm in the car and I'm singing my little heart out, right? And I decide to do the Ariana Grande super high note in Dangerous Woman. Now she does the A5. I'll insert a clip here, maybe. Then my throat gets kind of irritated and I'm like, hey, what's that about? Never had that happen by hitting a high note before. I'm never hitting an A5 without warming up ever again. Sorry, Theresa. Theresa is my vocal coach, by the way. Forgot to give some context, but I mean, maybe you could put together context clues and figure it out. And I'm like, okay, it has to be because of that. A few days go by and it's like still irritated. And so I'm like, I'm gonna go get lozenges and like a steamer, right, from Walgreens or CVS. So I get to CVS, pick up the goods, right? Do the deal. And then I get home and I use my steamer. And then I go and look in the mirror and hey, why is there green and goop coming out of my eyeballs? What is that about? So then that freaks me out, right? Because I'm already like on edge about like anything to do with health. I don't know why. It just is the way that I am. This is real, this is me. So I'm like, okay, this isn't usually how I have a sinus infection. My parents are like, oh, it's probably just like a sinus infection. We'll do call on doc, whatever it's called, and like get you your prescriptions in. And I'm like, I want to go see somebody. This doesn't seem normal to me. Hey, never had stuff come out of my eyeballs before, except for the one time where I had to have, oh my God, what's it called? Tear duct surgery. And I had to have tubes put in my tear ducts and I was a baby and one of them popped out of my eyeball. And I was laughing about it. That's the only time I've had stuff come out of my eyes. So I go to the doctor the next morning and they're like, all your symptoms are showing signs of adenovirus. I look at her and I say, is that a new thing? I've never heard of this before. Apparently it's been a thing. And it's just like an upper respiratory thing. Virus is the thing that it's called. So I'm like, okay, so the killer, right? So
checking in. It's been a minute since I've talked to you. I just want to stop in and say hi while you're watching the intro. Hope you're comfy. Hope that you're listening. And if you're not listening, then I'm sorry. Maybe you're not even watching this part. Maybe you skipped ahead. But thanks for listening. And I just wanted to say hi and that I missed you. It's been so long. Okay.
Then I'm like, oh God, lose my voice. When I tell you, I went and I'm still kind of not having 100% of my voice back. And it has been over 2 weeks. Over 2 weeks. And I still don't have 100% of my voice back. I'm getting close to it. But like, y'all, I was in the trenches. Luckily, I didn't have fever or vomiting because those are two of the symptoms. But usually whenever I get sick, I don't have those things anyway. And then I start having pain in the right side of my chest. And I'm like, what the f is that? So then, of course, it proceeds for 4 days. Hey, I don't think that's normal. And I'm already very sensitive to body sensations. Okay, like I literally feel anything and everything. It's like side of my chest and then it starts being in the center of my chest and I'm like, I don't like that at all. Mind you, I also had to have a laparoscopic thymectomy back in 2024. So I no longer have a thymus gland and they had to go in through the right side of my chest, okay? So already very sensitive to things like that, okay? But it's probably just from like coughing so much, right? Because I never get a cough and I was like coughing like nonstop and I was coughing up stuff for like over a week. And so I was like, it's probably just that. And then we call Vanderbilt because that's where my surgeon works and I trust him and everything and he's amazing.
Bro, at this point, I'm just like yapping. Like, there's no need for this intro to be like a 20-minute long thing, yet here I am not knowing when to stop talking as per usual. But like, what can you do? This is real. This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be type beat. So, baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
You would never know that I actually say
Okay.
it. We call Vanderbilt to his department and we're like, hey, like, this is what's going on. We just want to like do a precautionary check-in, like make sure everything's good, right? And the woman goes, just so you know, those are very urgent symptoms. Go to the ER if they persist. I understand, but at the same time, why would you say it like that? Of course, I'm in the car in Texarkana, okay? So I'm like, I don't like that. So of course I start crying. Again, I have had many hysteric moments. So we're in the car and I'm like, oh, I'm sure like I'm good. I'm sure I'll be good. And then we get to my house and I'm like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and go. Cause she also was like, oh, a nurse is gonna call you back. I'll have his nurse call you back sometime today. So have your phone on you, blah, blah, blah. No calls were received. At all. No calls at all whatsoever. So of course I'm over here like, okay, so she just made this sound like a really big deal and to go to the ER and I haven't heard back from her nurse because I was gonna try to get into an appointment for the next day. And I've heard nothing. So, hey, let's just go to the ER because I have insurance and like, let's just do it. And my mom's like, okay, better be safe than sorry, right? We go Tuesday night to the emergency room. We go to Vanderbilt first. Packed out the wazoo. And I'm like, I don't like that. I don't want a chance getting anything else. Everyone looked sickly out of their mind. Get out of your mind. Get out of your mind. Get out of your mind. Anyways, and so I'm like, that doesn't look like a safe space for me. No, thank you. I'm not gonna be doing that. We go to a different place. Right around the corner. Luckily, I live close to like 2 of the major Nashville hospitals. And so we walk in and literally like no one's there. So I was able to get in there and I go in because, hey, I don't make ER trips. And so my understanding is, okay, I'm going to go in and they're just going to take some like x-rays and I'll be good. So I go in there and they're like, okay, we're going to give you an EKG.
Like, what do you mean?
Which isn't the worst thing in the world, but also you hear EKG and it's like, oh, scary, right? So I get an EKG and luckily like everyone was like super nice, super chill. Like they were all the girlies and we were just having a kiki.
Girl, I don't even know what that means, but I've heard it on TikTok and it's fun to say. So Oh, okay.
Having a wonderful time, right? And so not a wonderful time, but like I was comfortable. And so they give me EKG and then they're like, okay, we're gonna send you back to this room. So I'm like, okay, they're sending me back into a room. So I go back into this room with my mom, right? My mom's there for the whole thing. I am on the autism spectrum, if you don't know. And so sometimes if I'm by myself, even if I'm with somebody, I get really overwhelmed really easily and really emotional whenever I get overwhelmed. And after the month that I had, I was, a wreck. Not actually a wreck, but like emotionally, like I was like, tired. It was literally 1 a.m. at this point, right? So we go back into the room and I'm just sitting there and the doctor comes in and I start talking to her and like she was like, okay, it's probably just like musculoskeletal, like from coughing so much. Like,
count how many times I say the word like. Somebody please. Please. And then maybe I'll do something for how many times I say the word like. Because I need to get that out of my vocab expeditiously pronto. All right.
You're probably just like irritated, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, that makes the most sense. And she was like, it would be feeling a different way if it was anything like serious. I was like, okay. How long have I been filming? 15 minutes. Amazing. And so then the nurse comes in, super sweet, by the way, but she was like, okay, I'm going to have to stick a needle in you. And I'm like, okay, because I knew that they were going to do blood work. So they stick a needle in me, right? And then they proceed to put an IV in me. And the thing with me is that if I'm not prepared mentally for something, it just throws me off. Like I have to like mentally prepare myself for things that happen 90% of the time. Obviously that's not how life works 90% of the time, but it's like, it's how I am, okay? Especially after being like distraught for a solid 2.5 weeks. So she puts an IV in me and I'm like, what are we doing? What's going on? Because I didn't know that they were gonna put an IV in me. Because the doctor didn't communicate that. She was super sweet, but did not tell me that they prescribed me fluids. So she's like, okay, we're gonna put an IV in you. Doctor ordered fluids and pain meds. And I'm like, pain meds? I don't wanna be on opioids, whatever they're called. Like, no, I wasn't even on those whenever I had my surgery in 2024. I don't wanna be on pain meds. Hey, what's going on?
What's going on? Hello?
And so she's like, okay, well, we don't have to do pain meds if you don't want, like, we'll just do fluids. And of course I'm like, I don't like the way this feels. And then at this point, I'm just overwhelmed. I feel defeated. I'm like, family dog died that I was the closest to my entire life. Probably the most heartbreaking loss ever, unexpected. Then I get sick, right? With the worst I've been sick in years. And now I'm in an ER with an IV going into me, and you're telling me that they almost gave me pain meds. Like, I was just so overwhelmed and felt so defeated. But you know what I always tell myself and anyone that needs advice? The only way out of rock bottom is up.
Period.
So we're sitting there at the ER, and I'm like crying, like nonstop. And I'm just so frustrated. Cause like that's been like the reoccurring theme over the past few weeks. I'm just so frustrated. So then doctor comes in and she's like, okay, all your scans came back great. All your blood work came back great. Like it's definitely just like inflammation from like coughing so much and like the sickness and blah, blah, blah. So then we get home and I don't get in bed till like 3 a.m. And then next day I'm good pretty much. And the next few days I'm good. The main thing that I've been experiencing is just like anxiousness about it. But the thing that's been helping me is literally just telling myself like, yo, just live. Like, dude, just live. Hello? Oh, also speaking of the IV, if you're sensitive to bruises and physical things, maybe look away. But I guess they didn't insert the IV, right? And I knew it in the moment. I was like, why does this hurt? Like from my surgery, I had 2 IVs in one in both of my wrists. And I was like, those didn't hurt at all. Look at this bruise that I have. What are we doing? Hey, so I'm gonna be pulling up to LA with a giant ass bruise on my arm. But on the bright side, we are pulling up to Los Angeles. But yeah, that's been my month. I don't even know if I'll put it into the video or not. But if I don't, the rundown of the month was family dog died, got sick with adenovirus for 2.5 weeks, had to have an ER trip just to make sure that I was okay. Because my body was not liking me. Oh, also another thing that happened today, I went to Dutch Bros.
I meant to say Dunkin' Donuts, not Dutch Bros. Okay, bye.
After my hair appointment because it was right next door. And I was like looking at their menu beforehand on the app. And if you know anything about me, you'll know that I am an absolute peanut butter freak. Give me that. And I see on their menu that they have a peanut butter Dunkin' Latte. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. I need one expeditiously. And so I get one. And I'm like, okay, can y'all I even asked her, I'm like, hey, can y'all make a iced medium peanut butter dunkel latte, can y'all do that decaf? I can't have caffeine. And she's like, yeah, for sure. And so, and I say more than once, I'm like, yeah, I wish I could just order it normally, but like, I can't have caffeine, like I'm sensitive.
Which I hate doing. Like, I hate being like the person who orders who's like super picky. Like, I feel like a nuisance. Like, I hate it. But, like, I quite literally just, like, can't have caffeine. So, like, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, I guess also that makes me understand, like, why people do it. Because, like, people are allergic to things. But, anyways. I'm gonna shut up. Hello?
And so I get the drink, and I take a drink of it, and I'm like, this is the best drink I have ever had in my entire life. Okay? It was, like, a sweet coffee, peanut buttery, ooey goodness. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, something is suspicious. And I look at the label to make sure it says decaf, and it does say decaf, but then on it said coffee milk. And I think to myself,
what a wonderful world.
Do they put milk in this that contains coffee? So then I look it up, right? And mind you, when I say I can't have caffeine, a double chocolate chip frappuccino venti from Starbucks sent me into a spiral because I started having weird body sensations. And that has 25 milligrams of caffeine. Okay. So I look up how many milligrams of caffeine are in this if I get it decaf, even if it has like the coffee milk, right? And lo and behold are some really big words for Elmo. And I just want to acknowledge that I'm proud of myself for having that type of vocab. Okay. Why do I keep saying vocab? It's vocabulary. Hello? I keep hitting the space bar. I look at the screen and I see the killer. It does contain caffeine. 15 to 25 milligrams to be exact. And so I think to myself for a second, I'm like, I could drink this, you know, if I really wanted to. If it really meant that much to me, right? If it really just soothed my soul that much. But also, am I ready to face the consequences the day before I fly to LA? And that is something that I came to the conclusion that I'm not willing to face. And so I decided, hey, can't drink it, unfortunately. And that was probably one of the biggest heartbreaks in my entire life. So I'm gonna just stick to water today. But anyways, that's been my debrief. That's been my rundown. Hope you enjoyed my little yap session. I am filming on a DJ Osmo Mini 3, I believe is the name. And I got the creator pack. So it came with like a little cute microphone that I'm using. And I absolutely love it so far. And I'm very excited to bring it on my adventure. I leave for Los Angeles at 8:30 tomorrow morning. My flight is at like 10:15, I think, something like that. But I still have to pack. I am probably I'll probably bring my style shirt. Shouts out Jacob Day, the homie. I'm gonna bring these pants. They have like rips in the kneecap. Yeah, that's the rundown. I don't know what else to say, but okay. I will most likely.
What do you mean most likely? You are going to. That's the whole point of vlogging. You're gonna talk. Anyways.
Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.